Okay, we're gonna go ahead and install the engine mount now. So I'm gonna put this back in here. First put this large through bolt and just like wiggle it a little bit until it catches. So I just got on and then just hand tighten it. This also gives me an idea of if I need to push the engine up a little bit or lift it up a little bit. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that right now. Okay, it's making good contact now, so it should be good. And then install this nut and also just put this other one and the other fastener, making sure it's catching up. Try to get a better angle. And these are all 17 mm. I'm just going to drive it in, not actually tightening it right now. Three of these 17 mm bolts need to be, fasteners need to be tightened to 47 foot-pound. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Tighten them one by one. Okay, tighten the side bolt now. Put in the ground connection now. I don't know the exact specs for this one, so I'm just going to tighten it to 8.7 foot-pound, like a lot of other bolts out there. Gonna install the new alternator belt onto the alternator, the AC condenser, and then the crankshaft pulley. So if you have two belts, you can kind of identify it easily because the alternator belt has 4 of these grooves, so it's wider, and the power steering pump pulley belt is thinner. It has only 3 grooves. I'm also gonna try to try to bring this up from the bottom, just because there's not a lot of room in here in between the body and the air and the AC compressor. And last time I had a little bit of issue, so maybe this will be a little bit simpler. I'm just gonna give it a try. If not, I'll just try to go from the top. Ultimately, you have to twist the belt anyway, because the belt cannot just come through this gap. But I'm closer to the AC compressor coming in from the bottom, so I'm just going to give that a try. So at least it is underneath it, so that's a good starting point. I'm just going to continue to try to push it from the bottom as well. Okay, I was certainly having some hard time getting the belt onto the alternator, so I ended up lowering the alternator a little bit more. And just to remind you, this is where the that brown fastener is the adjusting bolt. So I just loosened it a little bit more, and I was able to push this down a little bit, and should be able to get the belt on there now. See, yep. There it is. So it's seated properly. As you can see, it's seated properly in between the lips, and the same over here for the AC compressor. It is seated properly, and then it is seated properly on the crankshaft pulley as well. Now for the crankshaft pulley, there are a couple of other things in the mix. So you have to make sure that you don't wrap this over the torque adjustment, the timing belt adjustment pulley, the timing belt adjustment bolt, which is the one on the right. And then you need to steer clear of the lower timing belt cover in the marker, which tells you the TDC, this plastic tab, which is over there. I'm gonna go ahead and just pull this alternator up as much as I can with hand. Then I'm gonna start. Well, I'm just gonna double check the belts. The belts still look good on all the pulleys. They're all inside, so it should be all set. And I'm gonna start tightening this adjusting bolt for the alternator, this one. Okay, so I hand tightened the adjusting bolt a little bit, but what I'm looking for is that, of course this belt is like really loose right now, but what I'm looking for is around a 1/4 inch of deflection. That's what the manual seems to suggest. Looks okay. So if I push it down, it should really be going 1/4 inch, and you can see right now that is going like almost an inch. Tighten it a little bit more. Okay, I think it's tightened enough. Just to double check, I'm gonna make sure that it deflects by, and if I deflect it, it goes up to 1/4 of an inch, maybe a little bit more, but yeah, maybe it can go to 3/8 if you really push it, but I think that's good enough. Between 1/4 and 3/8 is good enough. Okay, once the belt is tensioned correctly, the lower mounting bolt, which is kind of extremely hard to see, but is of course below the alternator, this one, I'm not sure if I can even point to it, but it is the, oh, this one. That one needs to be tightened to 16 foot-pound, and then this one, upper mounting bolt, this one needs to be tightened to 32 foot-pound. The lower one is 12 mm head, and this one I believe is 14 mm head. Okay, now tightening the upper 14 mm bolt. This one needs to be tightened to 33 foot-pound. Okay, go ahead and try to move this into position a little bit. Okay, maybe I'll take out the that's better. I'll just let it sit here. But what I really want to do at the moment is to connect the AC, or sorry, the alternator wiring harness. So this goes into the upper timing belt cover like this, and it's kind of, there's this fastener which goes on there. Okay. So this one, again, not sure why it's so crusty. But anyway, this one goes in here. Should already be, well, there's this tab on here. Let's see if you can zoom a little bit. So there's this tab in here which goes into a hole, so it can only go one way. Just click it in. Yep, there it is at the click. And then this one gets connected to this one via this bolt, which or fastener, which needs to be tightened to 6 foot-pound. So from a different angle. Okay, now I'm gonna try to put this clip back on. It's not like ultra important, but might as well. It's supposed to just go into this hole in the back of this plastic tab. No, I heard the click. Yep, there it is. So if you can see, it came out of the side. So again, if you're ever removing it, you just have to kind of push this up, and yep. So if you push this clip up, you can take the zip tie out.